Hi, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Look at this, the pouring rain. And you all came out. Good thing we got a barn, right? We'd have you doing this outside. But thank you for coming today to the People's Press Conference, and boy, did you show up. Today is an important day because we have key information facing Ottawa County, and we want to provide a unifying announcement to the people of Ottawa County, to the precinct delegates, and all of our supporters. The Ottawa County Republican Party and the people who represent the party are moms, fathers, brothers, and sisters. We are the salt of the earth and the people of America. The Republican Party is full of families who love America and the heritage Ottawa County brings to make it the best county in the state of Michigan. The Republican Party of Ottawa County is united. It is growing. It is stronger than ever. The party today is made up of over 350 precinct delegates. Precinct delegates are all over Ottawa County. They are the representation of their area and their district. Before 2022, the Ottawa County Republican Party had just over 100 precinct delegates. So we have over 3 times the number of people who are involved, active, and driving a change for your Republican conservative values. These people are from your community. They love you. They want to further the principles of the Republican Party and the Republican Party platform. I just want to go over a little bit of what all the precinct delegates and volunteers have done over the rain. Precinct delegates in Ottawa County have knocked over 50,000 doors for this primary election. They've recruited candidates to run at county levels, township levels, even for the state and federal elections. They've walked in parades, they've talked to their neighbors, they've had difficult conversations with people they've never met before in the hope that we can change America and make it great again. The Republican Party in Ottawa County is strong because the people of Ottawa County are determined to defend Ottawa County from the progressive Biden, Harris, and Whitmer agenda, because we don't want that here. This brings me to the problem we are facing today in Ottawa County. Progressive Lakeshore elitists are working with the Democrat Party to encourage Democrats to vote in the Republican primary. They endorsed Kamala Harris for president. They created graphics instructing Democrats how to vote in our Republican primary. So every time a Democrat votes, that's taking away a vote from a true Republican. This is deceitful. This is unethical. And it is wrong. But that is why they do it, because they are unethical and deceitful. The progressive Lakeshore elites and their candidates lack the courage and discernment to protect children and to protect parental rights. Because of this, the Ottawa County Republican Party hosted an endorsement convention where we invited, for the first time in over 40 years, Republican Party delegates to endorse candidates. So the people chose those candidates, and they are behind me today. The progressive Lakeshore elitists endorse DEI. We oppose it, and the county commissioners abolished the DEI department last year. The Ottawa County Republican Party and our endorsed candidates are opposed to radical transgender ideology and teaching the most vulnerable, the children, about this in schools. The candidates behind me today and endorsed by the Ottawa County Republican Party completely oppose transgender ideology in schools. The progressive Lakeshore elites think that the government knows best to tell you what to do, to tell you to drive an electric vehicle. Guess what? Another pandemic may be coming in, and they're going to ask to put masks on your kids. Maybe even worse. What's next? What's next for our children? Are they going to mandate gender training for them in schools? Are they going to take them away from you? We don't know. The Ottawa County Republican Party endorsed candidates stand for parental rights and the rights of every parent to make the decision on what to teach their kid when it is appropriate, and we also stand for the truth. Don't vote for Democrats. Don't vote for the people running in the primary that the Democrats are voting for. They support the Biden-Whitmer-Harris agenda. They do not support the America First movement and the people here today. Thank you, Lord, for the rain. If you are a Republican, vote for the Ottawa County Republican Party endorsed candidates. The contrast could not be more different coming up in the August 6th primary, which is when you should vote. Today, we are happy to announce of the slate of candidates behind us that have all been endorsed by the Ottawa County Republican Party precinct delegates, that we unite and endorse President Donald J. Trump for President of the United States of America. Because Ottawa County is Trump country. Winning in November starts August 6th. Building a strong ticket of true conservative Republicans that support you is the most important thing so that we can win in November. Today is a call to action. How can you help? For the Republicans watching, go to the OttawaCountyGOP.org website, download our voter guide, pass it out to your friends, your family, your aunts, your uncles, your brothers and sisters, and get them to the voting booth on August 6th. Next, I'm going to allow some people, some candidates that have been endorsed by the Ottawa County Republican Party to come up and speak. The first one is Greg Todd, who's running for prosecutor in Ottawa County. He has 17 years of experience as a litigator and is a former police officer. Greg.
Good evening, Patriots. So I know some of you have heard this before, but how many have heard the rumor that this might be the most important election of our lifetimes? I know we've all heard it before, probably every 2 years since 9/11, but come on, doesn't this feel a little bit different? As the chair said, our conservative values here in Ottawa County are under attack. They're under attack by progressive Lakeshore elites and their endorsed candidates. We are at a turning point, and on August 6th, we either reaffirm our conservative roots or we swing hard to the left. Make no bones about it, guys, gals, we are at war. Just because there aren't any tanks or bombs or guns doesn't make it any less real. This is an information war for the heart and soul of our country. We all have something that we can add to the battle, whether it's our time, talent, or treasure. Right now, we need all hands on deck in Ottawa County to focus our resources on sending a clear message to the donors of this county and the money that is pouring in from out of the county that Ottawa County does not want anything to do with the radical left and their fake Republicans. Only with a unified Republican Party led by strong constitutional conservatives can we deliver our county to President Trump in November. Conservatives like me, Ben Genser, John Anderson, and all the rest of the endorsed candidates, we need to make sure that we get out there and we get them in office on August 6th so that our values and the values of the people elected here align with the values that President Trump promised would help make America great again. Fundamental promises like for defending our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the Second Amendment. In fact, I'm probably the only prosecutor candidate in the history of this country to have been endorsed by a Second Amendment political action committee. I'm very proud of that. As part of Agenda 47, President Trump stated, "There is no more dire threat to the American way of life than the corruption and weaponization of our justice system." And it's happening all around us. Ottawa County is no different. When Lee and Sarah took over the prosecutor's office, crime skyrocketed, the violent ones at least. Sarah condescendingly tells us that, oh, it's because we were all locked down the year before. But there was no drop in crime in 2020. The difference wasn't the amount of crime, it was the fact it went from misdemeanors to serious violent crimes. Why? We look at those annual reports, and it shows what's going on. This office has been so soft on crime, most of these Soros prosecutors would blush. We have a 99.5% plea bargaining rate, and over 1 in 3 crimes goes without justice because the warrants requested by our law enforcement officers are denied. As your prosecutor, I vow to secure liberty and ensure justice in Ottawa County by moving the office to its core. Protect the victims, prosecute bad guys, and get the politics out of the justice system. But let's face it, we need to have most, if not all, our constitutional candidates get elected on August 6th if Ottawa County is going to be a constitutional county. The radical left controls the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, the executive. We need all hands on deck to get us out there to the polls. At his inauguration, in closing, President Kennedy said, "Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, who will assure the survival and success of liberty." While our liberty has been under attack for decades, the COVID con was a sobering wake-up call, and many good people have stepped into the breach. Your county party found many people willing to step up and play their roles to preserve liberties for you, for your children, and your children's children. We're in this fight for liberty together, and together, I truly believe, as President Trump said, the best is yet to come.
Thank you, Greg. Now from Ottawa County's District 1, County Commissioner Gretchen Cosby.
Hi there. Okay, so we've got a gully washer out here today for sure. I got involved in the Ottawa County GOP for positive and optimistic reasons, believing in the importance of parents and families, the principles of service, representation, and conservative values. 3 years ago, a dedicated group of parents in Ottawa County came together to form a movement focused on limiting government overreach, enhancing local engagement, and safeguarding our children. This grassroots effort gave the government back to the people by promoting transparency, fairness, and active participation in governance and community life. The parents, in an effort to protect the children and the future of Ottawa County, stood up and took the slings and arrows of local media which sometimes seem dedicated to telling you what to be afraid of and who to blame. The parents stood in the storm, and as a result of their tireless advocacy and leadership, the county now enjoys a more positive outlook. Let me share with you some of my favorite accomplishments as one of your elected county commissioners. The board adopted a FY24 budget with one of the smallest increases in recent history, 3.59%. We actually have a surplus, and you'll learn more in our budget. We didn't spend it all. We earned a clean financial audit for 2023. We maintained the county's AAA bond rating. We acquired new budget software for better departmental control. The board commissioned a building usage assessment to reduce operating costs for 2025. After 6 to 7 years of debate, we actually provided body cameras for our sheriff's deputies. We formalized, good news. We formalized a proactive capital improvement plan that includes ADA compliance for all 15 of the county buildings within 5 years. Regardless of how long those county meetings go, we offer every citizen 3 minutes of public comment to help us better understand their perspectives. We do that 2 times in each meeting. The change in our public comment rules allows for citizens to actively ask questions, seek transparency about our government decisions. We've championed transparency and security in our elections, ensuring that citizens have confidence in the electoral process with watermark ballots and a chain of custody plan for absentee ballots and drop boxes. We've also recruited a strong team of community stakeholders, many of you are right out here, for all the county boards and committees that serve us. We created a mental health millage steering committee so we could be prepared for the 2026 funding efforts. We completed a plan to expand our Veterans Department, which you're going to learn more about, but the numbers are increasing. And we work with local nonprofits for single-family housing plans to address the deficit of almost 8,000 housing units in our county. Individual home ownership builds personal wealth. We have made great progress, and there's more to do, building on the positive momentum we have created. In our next terms, we will achieve successes in the following areas of need in Ottawa County: water scarcity, energy security, housing, and our agricultural industry that needs to be protected. We are aligned with President Trump, making Ottawa County and America great again. We are problem solvers, and it has been a privilege to serve the people, working positively to deliver on promises that protect American values, individual freedoms, and most importantly, the ability to raise our kids. Let's work together and continue our journey to make Ottawa County great again.
We hear a lot from candidates, but we don't always hear from the people that we represent, and that's the precinct delegates and the Republicans in Ottawa County. So we actually have a couple precinct delegates who agreed to come up and talk today, and the first one that I'm going to call up is PJ Muir. PJ is a former Army veteran and Green Beret with 25 years and a precinct delegate here to talk to you about veterans in Ottawa County.
Well, I hate to tell you, you only got 2 minutes of my time. I'll try to keep this as brief as I can. When I retired 17 years ago, I'd already been in politics about 35 years. And when I got to Michigan here 8 years ago, I thought, wow, what a change in politics they had from when I left in 82 to when I got back 8 years ago. Wasn't a happy change. Wasn't a happy change at all. So started doing things, got involved with the precinct delegates, got elected, stayed that way, continue to hopefully stay that way. Been on the 11th EC committee in 5 states, and I'll tell you, Ottawa County has been the biggest challenge that I have faced on the executive committee of any state because we have so many Republicans that are not Republicans. Okay? We're going to fix all that, I promise you. So as a precinct delegate and a veteran, it's kind of hard to collectively bring veterans together in the first place, but to bring them together in a political format is even harder. But what I've found in Ottawa County is the veterans that we do have in Ottawa County love this county, and they love Donald Trump. All right? I'm not speaking for all of them, and I can't, but the ones that I talk to, which is over 200 of them, there's a couple of guys out here I work with on different organizations for veterans. They love the Don, all right, and so do we. I'm part of the Ottawa County Veterans Committee, and because of this wonderful commission, we now have an official county office for veterans, all right? That rocks. Up until then, we had to deal with an office that wasn't manned but maybe one time a week, that had a couple gentlemen, God love them for being there, but they didn't know what they were doing. So veterans were leaving this county and they were trying to go to other counties to get assistance and get benefits. No, we're bringing our veterans back. Jason Schenkel, who's the director, is doing a phenomenal job. He's working hard with all the non-government organizations and veterans organizations to pull together, to pull all these veterans together so that we can defend Ottawa County if ever needed, okay? Just we're there for you guys. All right, run out of time. Donald Trump's promise to strengthen and modernize the military. If you've seen what's going on in the military, it's turned woke. I'm embarrassed to say in many cases that I was part of the current military. Thank God I retired 17 years ago when the military was still strong. So he's going to modernize it. He's going to stabilize it. He's going to increase it. And he's going to make us the greatest military in the world again. I promise. He's going to take care of the veterans. He's going to get rid of as many as we can, the homeless veterans that are out there. Say goodbye to them, and they're going to be put in homes. They're going to be using other organizations that we have in Ottawa County, Essential Patriots. We're starting another new one that we're using church parsonages that are not being used to house veterans that are homeless or veterans that are in just need. So with the support of you all, supporting your veterans, supporting your precinct delegates, supporting your commissioners, supporting our delegates, supporting all of the people who were endorsed by the great endorsement convention, we will bring Donald Trump to the White House and he will rule again. God bless. Amen.
Thank you, PJ. Another precinct delegate who wants to talk, Christy Meppelink from Zeeland Township.
Hello, everyone. I'm Christy Meppelink from Zeeland Township. When he says I want to talk, that might be a stretch, but I agreed to do so. I'm willing to stand up for these great candidates. We're very blessed in Ottawa County to have these conservative constitutional candidates. I was your average citizen, voted, did my thing, moved on. But that's not enough. I became involved when we hit the issues with the COVID, started seeing the things going on with the schools. These kids matter. Our kids matter, their kids, grandkids, everybody. So I learned about being a precinct delegate. I got talked into it. At the last second, I signed up, I ran, I got in. I've since then became part of the executive committee of the Republican Party, and I have met the most wonderful people. And they work their buns off. There are so many hours that go in through all those people, and it takes everybody getting behind these candidates in order to win. Whether or not you agree 100% with President Trump, his Agenda 47 is on target. One of his promises is to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. It's not acceptable. We can do better here in Ottawa County. We have this awesome slate that is fighting for our kids. One of the best things I've heard is local matters. Precinct delegates are bottom up. That's the way the government should work. But we have to be local. The saying is, 80 million people wanted President Trump. I forgot it. 80 million people wanted President Trump to do something, but it takes all of us, 80 million people, to do something to make a difference. So get involved, stand behind these candidates, and let's fight for Ottawa County.
Thank you, Christy. That's what it's about. These are the people who are motivated, who are volunteering every day. Christy and her husband have knocked over 3,000 doors. So thank you. It's not just about the candidates up here today. It's about all of you, the people. And the last speaker I have is County Commissioner from District 8, Sylvia Rohde.
Well, I just have to say that I love it when it rains, because then we know that God is here with us. And he seems to have a way of always sending us rain when we have an important event going on. So it's all good. The people of Ottawa County have a deep love for America, our beautiful land, our children, our families, our faith, our freedoms, and abundant opportunity. We are not different from millions of Americans across Michigan and America. Our communities were forged with the hard work and love of previous generations, who taught us the importance of faith, perseverance, and courage. There comes a time when each generation must stand to protect this America we hold dear, and it is our time. President Reagan reminded us, freedom is never more than one generation from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Reagan also encouraged us in his farewell address, don't be afraid to see what you see. So today, as the Biden-Harris administration brings America to decline, we are told to dismiss truth, that God and morality have no place in the public square. The Democrat Party and their media arm would have us reject biological reality, embrace child sexualization and gender transition, proclaim that government knows better than parents how to raise a child, and embrace racist DEI propaganda as truth. And just a few short years ago, Governor Whitmer and her government bureaucracy dictated that we mask our children and student athletes, with devastating results. So we find ourselves at a pivotal moment for America and our county, when we must choose not only to see what we see, but who we will be. The courage to stand for freedom and children is our mantle to take up, but we don't stand alone. President Donald J. Trump embraced the need for courage earlier than many of us, and stood for everyday Americans, taking the slings and arrows of a corrupt political system, the radical left's media arm, incessant Democrat lawfare, and just 2 weeks ago, an attempt on his life. He is admittedly tougher at times than some people wish. Perhaps he needed to be tough to endure all he has. But his deep love for America and for her people is evident. Under President Trump, families and businesses prospered, and children and religious freedom were protected. And under President Trump, millions of dollars of Obama's previous funding of Planned Parenthood's over-sexualized, anti-parent sex ed was diverted to instead support quality sex ed programs for schools, which taught the value of lifelong relationships and family. So as we watch the dramatic decline of America's prosperity, freedom, and morality under the Biden-Harris administration, my respect for President Trump and his pro-America policies deepens. And like President Trump, over the past 2 years, parents standing for America and protecting kids in Ottawa County have undergone an onslaught of lawfare and hundreds of hit pieces, from the Democrat Party and their national and local media allies. And we call this the Trump treatment. Courage is rarely needed more than it is needed today, from the local to the national level. So just as we need to reelect courageous parents to protect this county, we need President Trump back. President Trump's pick of Senator J.D. Vance to be his vice president is a reassurance that President Trump understands the critical moment we are in and continues to prioritize everyday Americans, American values, and all we hold dear. Ottawa County is pivotal to Michigan elections, and Michigan is pivotal to America. So with America on the line and local and national media focused right here on our beautiful Ottawa County, we are honored to endorse President Trump. So on August 6th, let's defend our piece of America.
If I would have known it would have been this hot and humid, I would have turned on the AC. Sorry. All right. So first of all, I wanted to say thank you, everyone, for coming out. This is about you. This isn't about the candidates up here. We're just representatives of you. We want what's best for America, and it starts in August 6th. Winning in November starts in August 6th. That is 2 Tuesdays from now. The primary election in Ottawa County is the most important election because it basically determines who gets elected in November, because we are such a strong Republican county. It is imperative that we have a strong ticket that is out there knocking doors for you, not for their donors, not for the Democrats, not for the Biden, Harris, Whitmer agenda. Go to the OttawaCountyGOP.org website for the official Ottawa County Republican Party voter guide endorsed by you, the people. Remind your friends and family to vote. You can vote now. Early voting has started. We want every Republican in Ottawa County to vote by next Tuesday, August 6th. God bless America, and God bless Ottawa County.